everyone. My name is Ahsha, and I've been an active member of the Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base program since 2019 and a part of the UPS ROCO program for the last 2 years. My passion for helping inspire other youth and encouraging them to embrace their true and authentic self is the reason I started my podcast, Chat with Ahsha B. Today, I am extremely honored to welcome Tamyra Mensah-Stock, who is the first Black female wrestler to win gold at the Olympics in Tokyo last year. So excited. She is also a Boys and Girls Club alumni who will be inducted into the Boys and Girls Club of America Hall of Fame this May. Yes, another round of applause. Awesome. On today's podcast, we are going to talk about distracted driving and how the UPS Road Code program is helping more and more teens every day on becoming safer on the road. We're also going to talk about Tamyra's amazing journey to the Olympics and how we can all start to strive to find our passion. Tamyra, welcome. April, as you know, is National Distracted Driving Month, and motor vehicle crashes are one of the leading causes of death of teens today. What are your thoughts on this?
So my thoughts on this is I completely understand why it is the leading cause, simply because when I was growing up, we really didn't have cell phones in the vehicle. It was more so like, the technology just wasn't as good. And kids nowadays, and kids in general, like when you're a kid, you just pretty much think you know it all. And you feel like you can multitask, you're on top of the world, you're like the star athlete, you're a star pupil in academics, whatever the case may be, you feel like you're on top of the world and nothing can touch you.
Yes, I absolutely understand. And again, I think it's that, and then it's the peer pressure to like get a car when you turn 16 or start driving or whatever. And I even face that now. Like sometimes I am not driving currently, but I have driven around before a lot. And so I have people like, Ahsha, how do you not have your license and whatever. And to me, I'm like, you know what, I am embracing that fact. I'm going to get it when I'm ready, because I know that some people, and I'm one of those people, have a genuine fear of driving. I had a fear of that. And so obviously I didn't want to put myself or other people in a situation where we're on the road and I don't feel like I'm ready to be there. And so I definitely feel like not being susceptible to that peer pressure and all the other things that you said. I totally agree with that. So my next question is, what does safe driving mean for you?
So I want to go back to what you had just said. There is a lot of peer pressure, and my twin sister actually sent me an article of, I think it was 6 teenage girls that were driving in Oklahoma, and they were in this tiny little clown car, and it was a 4-passenger vehicle, and they fit more than they fit way more people than it should have been. And they all were killed in a car crash. They were all crushed by a semi. The vehicle was destroyed. I honestly don't even know how they found their bodies and how they were able to tell that there were an excess amount of girls in there. But Oklahoma lost a lot of girls that day in one tiny little coupe de car. And that's distracted driving on itself. Like, hey, let's save money and not waste money on gas, and let's just all drive together. You're the DD and we'll all get drunk. Yay. Like, just all that peer pressure, it just comes in different shapes and sizes. Squishing into a car, putting a feather in your friend's face while they're driving. My friends in college, what they would do that would make me livid is put the parking brake on while their friend was driving. This, I'm telling you, this is what I cannot believe people did that. Who put the parking brake on while you're driving? That it's horrible. And I actually lost somebody recently, I think 2 years ago. He also was distracted driving. They were on their way back to college. He was a former wrestler, and his girlfriend, and his best friend were all in the car, and they didn't stop at the stop sign fully, and they were killed by a semi. And Yeah, it's just different forms of distracted driving. But back to what you had just said. Sorry, I just wanted to answer that
No,
one.
yeah.
But pertaining to what you just said. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I completely understand. Like I said, I just think that for me, I think it also comes with growth too. As you grow in high school, like learning to say no to those peer pressures and becoming more confident in yourself and knowing that you are still like, it's not about being cool or whatever, you can still be yourself or whatever and not be a distracted driver. Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%. Because when it comes down to it, what's going to save your life? Being confident and knowing that you're not going to give into peer pressure, or listening to what your friends have to say and being in a car accident.
Yes.
Like, honestly, one outweighs the other way more. I prefer my life.
Absolutely. So my next question for you is, what does safe driving actually mean to you?
So I just reverting back to those deaths, that was safe driving. What it means to me, it means not losing people that you love. It means not losing people that you care about. It means paying attention to what's around you as often as you can when you're on the road, because there is so many things that you honestly can't control when you are on the road. But one thing you can control is staying focused, constantly looking in your mirrors, and being aware as best as you can what other drivers are doing around you. And the only way you can do that is not being on your phone, not drinking, not eating, just like not being distracted driving. But even if there's a kid in there and you're like trying to reach back and like shush them, pull off to the side of the road. Give that baby your full, like your undivided attention. But whatever the case may be, make sure your undivided attention is on the road, because I've lost my father. I've lost my best friend. I've lost several teammates. I've seen many deaths in the news because of distracted driving. It's not just something that, oh, it's not close to home, so it's not affecting you. No, this has 100% affected my life wholeheartedly. And I've actually been in a car accident where I wasn't even driving distractedly. I was just trying to get to practice, and I was kind of rushing. And that in itself can be distracted driving. I wasn't on the cell phone. I thought I checked all my cues on making sure everything was good around me, but because I was rushing, that got me. So honestly, just being a safe driver just means that you are getting away with your life. You're going out and you're just trying to live another day. So it's important to me, because at the end of the day, you want to see your best friend, you want to see your husband, you want to see your dad, your mom, your cousins, your brothers, whatever the case may be.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. That's definitely very deep. And I feel like the other thing that like some teenagers kind of don't get is the fact that you're not only responsible for your life, but if you bring those other people in the car, you're responsible for their life too. And a lot of people are like, Asha, when you start driving, are you gonna take me here, whatever. And I'm like, I mean, well, when I get some more experience on the road by myself, yes. Because and like it's one thing, because a lot of the times I drive, I have my dad in the car and I won't ask him, hey dad, can I go? But just like having that security of knowing your parent is there. So like when I get some experience driving on my own, but like having to kind of say like, no, you don't understand, I am responsible for your life. Like even my brothers, even taking my brothers, I'm like sensitive and nervous for that because I'm responsible for their life in that moment. And like, people are like, oh, like sometimes you drive like a grandma or whatever, because I'm up at the steering wheel and I'm like looking and, I like, you're supposed to like wait 3 seconds before you go to green light. So definitely things like that, like just understanding the magnitude of what comes with not just you, but having other people in the car with you. I completely agree with that.
Oh, 1000%. It's nervous being in the car, like a new driver too, and you got your friends like depending on you, and they're like, can you go a little faster, we're gonna be late. It's like, we should have left earlier, sorry.
Yes.
Get there when we get there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can relate to that a lot. So okay, so what are some things that kind of like help you from being distracted when you're driving? Like, there are the distraction, like you said, phone, but there's even music, like you said, food, maybe like grooming. You want to get your hair out of your face or whatever. So what are some things that you do?
So one of the things that I have learned to do, and yo, get this, I am almost 30 and I finally figured this out. So I'm hoping this could help other people. But one thing that I'm doing is if I have practice at 3 p.m., it takes me 12 minutes to get there. I'm leaving 30 to 45 minutes before practice, giving myself ample amount of time. That way, if I do get on the road and something's happening, well, I can just go kind of like hella slow and like fix something if something's wrong. Or I can wait in the car. Oh, okay, yeah, wait, backtrack. So I like to leave 45 minutes early. And when I get into the car, that's when I fix my music, put my seatbelt on, make sure all those things are good. And then once I'm on the road, I don't have to worry about that. But if I do have to worry about it, man, I'm like, check, good, real quick. All right, and you're good. And just keep driving. But I'm driving slow, I'm not driving fast, because sometimes like things can't be helped, and you gotta, but not really. Like, you really don't have to mess with your phone. And if you're getting a phone call, I think nowadays there's Bluetooth in just about every single car. And if not, there's auxiliary cords. And well, really that phone call could wait, honestly. I like to put my phone on driving mode. That way my music's not messed with, because I want to hear my music and like sing to whatever song I want, listen to whatever podcast I want. So those are some things I do. I like to get out early. I like to set everything up before I get on the road. And then that's just 2 less things to worry about. And the less you got to worry about, the less distracted driving that you have to also worry about. So that's something that I do.
Yes, I totally understand. And it's funny because you remind me a lot of like my dad. My dad is a very early bird person. He's like, guys, you gotta be out of the house. You have 15 minutes. Like, it's like a military, go, 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 go. It's that military in him. So we're like, okay, we're running to get ready and everything. And so just he always talks about leaving early. Like, okay, you have to be at school by this time. Wake up maybe like 15 minutes early. Like, give yourself time to take your time and drive and get there safely. He's very, very, very big on that. And I'm the same way, like with you. Before I drive anywhere, I always like get myself set up or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then, I go out and drive. But I definitely, I totally agree with that. I'm 100% that type of person.
And it's good. That's good though, because you don't have to when you're driving on the road, it's already like you said, it's always like nerve-wracking and anxiety inducing. And so if there's other stuff you have to worry about, like, ooh, I want to change this playlist, do that before you start driving, please. It's not a good playlist. Get it set beforehand. Like, it's so simple. And getting to places early, I used to think that it was a drag, but I've been learning Spanish. And I'm like, man, if I get there early, I can use that extra 15 minutes to get in 15 minutes of Duolingo, work on my Espanol.
Right, absolutely.
So there's like several things that you can do to just occupy that time that you can do at home, but it's better to do at the place that you're trying to get to. So it's
absolutely
just shifting that.
Absolutely. So, actually, the UPS Road Code program just launched these amazing new virtual reality headsets that actually offer 9 virtual reality skill packs across 3 scenarios to enhance the learning and practice of safe driving techniques. It's amazing. It's super cool, and it actually feels like you're in a real car. So this is actually what the set looks like. You got the goggles, and it's strapped like to the back of your head so you can twist it. And then you have these remotes, I don't really know video game terms, but you got the remotes like
controllers,
and turn the steering wheel. And what I love about it is like it doesn't just put in, like, I know you said you game a lot, I used to do that too. It doesn't like put you in the game and you just you have to figure everything out on your own. Like it guides you throughout the game, and it puts you in a scenario. Like one of my friends was doing it one time, and he was like, "Oh, I got a message on Tinder," like, and we were joking, and so I was like, well, you can't answer it, and so I just love that it does things like that, and it guides you. It's like, okay, well, here's the pace you're going right now, or make sure to slow down, or when you reach a stoplight, okay, wait 3 minutes and then go, because it's just things that you're experiencing that help you remember it, when you're on the road. So that's my favorite part. So I was actually wondering, have you ever used virtual reality anything before?
Well, yes, I have used virtual reality video games. When you go to arcades and they got like little dots that you can, like, I don't know, fight. I put it on, but I don't like them with my glasses. It just feels, it's like off-putting. It's kind of like 3D films. I go to the movie theater and I've got like double glasses. One, like my plastic covered with paper, and it's like falling off. It doesn't stay on my ear. So it's not really something that I guess agrees with me, but I think it is super cool that you guys are getting all this tech stuff.
Yeah.
I have to learn on the actual road. That was scary in itself, but luckily I was in a small town, and so less drivers. So that was good. But absolutely. I think that's really cool. And yeah, I think you said that.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention, you can't start the driving until you put your seatbelt on.
Yes, you are not allowed. The car will not move unless your seatbelt is on. Because I know
that's a good habit.
That do not put their seatbelt on and they start driving first. I'm like, dude, everyone knows this. I knew that in elementary school. So
get yourself set. Seatbelt, check mirrors, put the music, go, not go. Put the seatbelt on, check the music, check the mirrors. No. So that, I think that's really cool. You're like, you can't start this game until you put your seatbelt on.
Yes, I love it. Just like those real life scenarios, and I just love how we're using technology. Like UPS is using all this new advanced technology to make a difference and really just target these important areas with teenagers. I love that they're doing that. So, so I understand that you went to the Boys and Girls Club of Central Louisiana in Alexandria, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's talk about like your experience and your journey there to the Olympics. What was it like for you to be a club kid?
So being a club kid, my mom and dad were separated, and we didn't really have a relationship with him growing up. And so when we went to Louisiana, it was during the summer, and we were trying to mend that relationship with him. And he would take us to the Boys and Girls Club. And honestly, I felt like that relationship that we were trying to build with our father depended on our experience at the Boys and Girls Club. Because if we had a rough time there, we'd go back and we would tell our mom everything that happened. Like, I didn't like it, or there was a chick there, like something weird, like, how kids are. They do that. But when we went to the Boys and Girls Club in Alexandria, we had a great time. It was so nice. It was great just being around other kids, because it was either being there or being stuck in the apartment that our dad was in. So we were at the Boys and Girls Club, and they took us on field trips. They took us outside a lot and just had us just experience life. It was just fun times all day long. And me and my twin just had a great time. I don't remember really any particular employees that stood out. I just remember them always trying to make sure that me and my twin just felt like we belonged. They were just always just like bringing us in, like, hey, come play with us. Hey, we've got this game. Hey, go talk to these kids here. And even the kids themselves, they'd be like, hey, y'all are twins. Y'all have twin telepathy. Oh, you want to learn a patty cake game? Like just cool. So just kids being kids. And it was just a safe environment. And we always just felt like nothing could go wrong there. And we were never not wanting to go. every morning we'd be like, all right, Teletubbies are on. Wait. My dad would be like, come on, we got to go. Got to take you to the Boys and Girls Club. I'm like, Teletubbies aren't over yet. He's like, let's go. But once we got to the Boys and Girls Club, I'm like, forget Teletubbies. This place is better.
Right. Absolutely. I just love that. Like every time I just think about my experience and like my first impression of my Boys and Girls Club here, I always laugh. Like my brother actually came here. He's younger than me. He came here before I got to the center. And so I remember him talking about it or whatever. And I was kind of like, yeah, but like, I'm not gonna go. I'm whatever. And my mom was like, I think you'd like it. Like, I just really think you should go. I was like, Mom, I'm not going there. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So I finally just stopped, and my parents set up a meeting with my advisor. And so I was like, all right, I'll go. So I went in. The first thing is I went in there. It was majority boys. They were like one or two girls. I was like,
oh, dang.
Oh my gosh, I can't talk to boys. I don't know, like even though I'm older, all brothers, so I don't know what to say. So that was one of the most nerve-wracking parts, but they were so welcoming and just cool. And like you said, just feeling like that is your safe haven. That is your place to be your authentic self. I absolutely agree. The field trips, like when I came, we were going like every single Friday, like consistently going on those field trips. And it was just such an amazing experience. I feel like they provide you with just like a world-class experience for both military and traditional kids. Like it's always just such a welcoming environment. And that's what I love about it. And I just talk to my friends. I'm like, no, this is the place where you can be your weirdest self and no one can judge you. Like everyone there, we're all weird in our own way, but we love that about each other. And just the amount of support that I get, from different opportunities and things that I'm blessed to have, the support that I get from the teenagers, the advisors, like I totally agree. And, they always end up feeling like family, so.
I love that. Yes. Yeah. You get to go like year round, don't you?
Yes. I do.
That's awesome.
I love it. And I am here a lot. So
hey, it's a great experience. Like I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like once I have kids, I don't trust daycares, but that's a place that I trust. Like daycares, I'm like, they're skeptical. Hold up. But Boys and Girls Club, I'm like, yeah, they're good. There's just always like something happening to where like they're just so inclusive.
And I agree. And even I would never think like 2 years later that if somebody said, oh, you're going to talk to an Olympian, I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not going to happen. And now I'm like sitting here. I had this amazing opportunity to talk to you and like about your success. It blows my mind. I'm amazed. Which actually leads me into my next question, which is, how was your mindset when you were training for the Olympics? What was that kind of like for you?
My mindset when I was training for the Olympics was, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Can I do this? I think there was like 2 times when I cried in practice because it was just that hard. It was so brutal. Like imagine you are running in a relay and you have to run the track 4 times. So you pass the baton to your you pass it. I'm trying to like put this in like track standards that everybody can understand rather than wrestling words. But imagine you are in a relay and you have to run the entire relay pretty much by yourself. You have 3/4 of the entire track that you have to run, and your teammate runs just the 100. And then you have to run again 3/4. So basically they were just like tiring me out. Yeah. They were killing me. My teammates that weren't on the Olympic team with me would have ample amount of rest. And I would have to kill myself for minutes and minutes. And they would bring in somebody fresh. And I'd be killing myself for minutes. And I just would have somebody fresh in on me. And I'm like, are you trying to kill me? What is the point of this? They're like, we're trying to get you ready for the Olympics. So my mindset again was, can you do this? Are you ready? But that was during the training. Once I got to the Olympics, nobody was going to stand in my way, because all that work that I put in, that crying that I put in, I actually hurt myself. I got cauliflower ear for the first time in 15 years. I have not had cauliflower ear ever. And then, of course, before the Olympics, I get cauliflower ear. And cauliflower ear, if you look at wrestlers, particularly guys, it's just like a swollen ear. Your ear just looks ugly, like, and it hurts like nobody's business. You touch it and you're like, ah, get off of me. So this is brutal. It's brutal. So going into Olympics, nobody was going to stop me. And a few people kept saying that I made the Olympics look easy. And if that was the case, it was only because I was pushing myself so hard during the training prior to that, which we had a whole extra year to do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. That would be brutal for me too. I would probably have many more tears than you did on there. You're strong. And I mean, I just we're coming to the end of this podcast, but I am just so, like, again, blessed, and I'm so excited that I got to have this opportunity with you. Like, you are amazing and so down to earth, which I love. So easy to relate to. It's awesome. So I just, again, just thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast today. Again, I'm so excited about this opportunity. It was truly an honor getting to speak with you on such an important topic. And also, I would like to include a huge thank you to our partners at the UPS Foundation for their amazing support. If you want to learn more about the UPS Road Code program, please head to bgca.org to learn more. Again, thank you, Tamyra. I love this. I'm so excited, and hopefully I get to meet you in person soon. I would love that. So again, thank you so much, and thank you for everybody listening. Thank you for having me.